really like. I'm just not participating. Folks, the church is not about getting your way. It's about God's way. During the Civil War, Abraham Lincoln was reportedly asked if he thought God was on his side. And Lincoln replied, "Sir, my concern is not whether God is on my side. My greatest concern is to be on God's side, for God is always right." And that needs to be our greatest concern as well. We're not here to be served. We are here to serve. So, the question then should not be, or the statement should not be, I'm here to be served, but it should be, I'm here to serve. And that leads to this then, how are you serving? You. How are you serving? Do we even think about serving anymore? I'm afraid that many people do not. They think that if they come to church, if they sit on a bench, if they put their offering in, if they sing or don't sing, if they endure the sermon, if they let somebody shake their hand on the way out, they've done their part. Why is that? Where does that kind of thinking come from? Where does it come from? Maybe something happened that they do not agree with, and they're everything but disengaged. They get their feelings hurt. They get your feathers ruffled. And so you withdraw, you pull back, you do everything but quit. You still come to church, but that's all you do. Or maybe they were not asked to do something, so you don't do anything. I really wanted to sing in the praise team thing up here. Nobody asked me to sing, so I'll show you. I'm just not going to sing at all. Or I really like to pray some Sunday, but nobody asked me to pray. Or maybe they think they put their time in, so let somebody else do it. I've prayed so many Sundays already. I've been a Sunday school teacher. I've been an elder. I've been a deacon. I've been this. I've been that. I stood in the back and I passed out bulletins. Or I fixed communion. Or I've done this. Let somebody else do it. Well, I've been to planning meetings. I've led Bible school. I've planned progressive suppers. I've done all. Let somebody else do it for a while. I ain't doing nothing else but coming and sitting on my bench. Is that serving the Lord? Is that doing what God has told us to do? You know, there are problems with every generation, to be sure. Junior worship has been dismissed. And I didn't include Generation Z. Is anybody here born after 2000? Jared, when were you born? 98. Anybody here born 2000 or later? Good. That's why I put it. Anybody here between 1981 and 2000? Raise your hand. Y'all are Generation Y. Did you know that? Y'all are millennials. Millennials. You know what the problem with you folks is? Y'all want immediate results. You don't have any patience. You want things done right now. You have been told over and over that you're special. You people participated in sports, and just because you participated in sports, you got a trophy just for being there. Just for showing up. You didn't have to do anything. You didn't have to win. You got a trophy just for being there. You were told you're special for so long, you started to believe that, and you expect things to be that way now. Right on. How about you folks between 65 and 1980? Raise your hands. 65 and 1980. Generation X. I'm one of you guys. We are individualistic to the point of being selfish. Selfish. Organizations of any kind mean very little to us. We are cynical of organizations and institutions. Our commitment is to ourselves rather than to the group. How about 46 to 64? Raise your hands. All right, you folks are baby boomers. You are the original me generation. Self-righteous and self-centered.
That's me.
Too busy for neighborhood involvement, yet you have a strong desire to change your common values. How about that? Too busy for neighborhood involvement, yet you want to change the world. Anybody between 1927 and 1945? Raise your hand. Now, some of y'all ain't raised your hand yet. We ain't got one more group after this. So I'm going to give you another chance. 27 to 45. Y'all are mature or to silence. Overwhelming sense of transgenerational common values and absolute truths. Very resistant to change. Stubborn.
Well, ain't nobody no good.
What?
Ain't nobody no good.
Ain't nobody no good. I ain't through yet. You give me one more chance. How about 1901 to 1926? Anybody want to claim that one? That's the GI generation. Personal morality and absolute standards of right and wrong change, not on my watch. From that, it sounds like we're doomed, doesn't it? Nobody's any good. Now, each of those generations has tremendous strengths as well. And I went through and picked out the worst of the characteristics from them. You know that. And in fact, we can often turn those negatives into positives if we'll approach them from the right direction. But we've got to be willing to learn to put our desires and our opinions behind us and focus more on serving. Most of those have some form or fashion of individualism, of me, of selfishness, of my way. Folks, that's not what service is all about. And we've got to overcome that. We've got to focus more outward and more on others. There are many ways that we can become servants, that we can become the servants that God intends for us to be. And as we're honest here, not everybody's going to serve in the same way. And that's a very good thing, isn't it? That we're all different. That we've all got different talents and abilities. We've all had the experience of having too many people in the kitchen trying to do something. You don't all have to be cooking. Somebody can just be passing through and you're in the way. You know? And you just need to say, clear out. But we all need to be doing what God has called us and enabled us to do. Some of our services are very public. People see what you're doing. They can see the results. We might think about teachers and preachers and so forth. And there are jobs like this at home as well. If you mow the grass or shovel the sidewalk with snow this week, that's a pretty obvious job, isn't it? If you do that, everybody knows you did something. They can see it. They see immediate results. If you paint a room, it's obvious. Everybody knows that. Some of our service is less obvious. But just because it's less obvious does not mean it's less important. You know, nobody really notices that you've washed clothes or washed the dishes until when? Until you haven't done it. You know, until there's no clean clothes or no clean dishes. Many jobs in the kingdom are unnoticed until they're undone. What if we came in one Sunday morning and no communion was fixed? What if we came in one Sunday and there was no bulletin? We can make a long list of those things that have to be done as well. All of these things are a tremendous encouragement, aren't they? Whether it's the person standing up front that you see, or whether it's the person in the back that you really don't see, but you see the results of what they've done. Do you know what one of the most discouraging things in the ministry is? And I don't mean just to the preacher. I mean to anybody who serves. I mean to anybody who goes out of their way to serve in the church. Probably one of the most discouraging things is to put your effort, your blood, your sweat, your tears, and so forth into something, and then nobody shows up. So often we fail to see the impact that we could make just for being here and participating. Now, let me give you an example this morning. If you didn't raise your hand a while ago, raise your hand now. See what I mean? Man, you raised your hand. You forgot?
I just had to ask her what.
You had to ask her. If you didn't raise your hand a while ago, why not? Are you too good? Are you too good for that class?
He thought you just his age group.
If you were born before 1901, a baby boomer. Okay. We often fail to see the impact we can make just by participating and being here. And when you sit out there and you don't participate, it's discouraging to me. When we go over to the new building and we have something going on, when we pack those book bags in August before school starts back, and we got all the kids and folks up there putting pencils and notebooks and papers in those book bags, and I turn around and there are people sitting at the tables not participating, I want to go there and ask you why. Maybe I need to go ask you why you're not participating sometime. That's a discouragement to those who are in charge. And it's not just me. Sign up for the Valentine's thing. You don't sign up for that, Rachel and Sheila will go, why not? Why did they not sign up? And if y'all, I don't know what y'all are doing, but if you have a game and somebody doesn't get up and go play the game, then they're going to go, why are they not playing? Why are they not participating? We fail to see how discouraging we are by either not showing up or just sitting back. Those who serve, who plan, who work, we need the encouragement of others. And what we really need to do is put God's desire ahead of our own. We need to remember that we are really stewards of God. We own nothing. God owns everything. We are simply managing His property. We need to ask ourselves, what does God want me to do with His money, His time, His energy, and so forth? And we need to realize that this is our reasonable service to Him. That's what Paul said in Romans chapter 12. It is not just about 1 hour a week. It is about our very life. It is about everything that we do and everything that we say. And how about the pleasures in our life? Maybe we need to ask ourselves, what does it take to make you happy? And to be honest, the things that make you happy ought to be the things of God. The things that make God happy ought to make you happy. You see, we need to change our desires into the things that God desires. Now, I know that's easier said than done. But as Christians, we really have no other choice. So, this morning, did you come here to serve or to be served?